Hello designers! So here I'm showing you a design I created by following one of Blue Lightning TV's amazing tutorials for Photoshop. But then I thought, what about my students who are working from home using Photopea.com and they can't necessarily use the exact same tools and techniques that Marty from Blue Lightning TV is demonstrating. So in this tutorial, I want to show you how I customized the tools and techniques that Marty demonstrated, but following along on Photopea.com to make it easier for all of you guys who are working from home. Whatever program you end up using, the effect that we want to achieve is very similar. We want to create a typographic design using some kind of stylized letter. Like you can see here, I was using the letter E. And because the letter E that I used, or the font that I ended up using rather, is so curvy and so abstract, the E is not necessarily noticeable from far away. Now, I took this image of the lady in profile, and through editing it using a series of masks, I was able to make the lady appear as if she was popping out of the letter E and looking a little bit more three-dimensional. Finally, I complemented my design with a short minimalist caption that I felt somehow complemented my design. So let me show you guys how I create something similar to what you see on the screen right now, but on Photopea.com. Okay, we're going to create a new project on Photopea. We're going to name it, and we're going to make it 1000 pixels by 1000 pixels with a resolution of 72. For our background, we're going to add a gradient overlay effect. And we are going to select a black and white gradient. And we're going to reverse the colors so that the black is on the outside. I'm selecting the radial style, and I'm adjusting the scale so I can create an easier blend from the gray to the white areas in the gradient. Then I'm going to select the type tool and type in a letter of my choice. So I'm doing E for Elizabeth, but you guys can do any letter that you want. I don't necessarily know the point size that I want to use, so I'm dragging my cursor over where it says size and dragging to the right so I can eyeball it. Use a pretty thick, bold font when you guys are doing this project, the same that as I am for my example. So again, I'm dragging at the point size and making it fairly large so it takes up the majority of my document before I go and change the color to white. I'm going to add a stroke effect, and I'm changing the color of the stroke to white as well. It may not be immediately obvious, but it's going to be obvious to you guys when you go and fill the letter form with the image that you want to use. Then to further complement that effect with the 3D, I'm just going to go and add a drop shadow, and I'm adjusting the size and the distance of the drop shadow to make it look a little bit fuzzier and a little bit less obvious. I'm going to open the image that I want to use for this project, and once again it's going to be the lady wearing the beauty mask. To transfer the image over, I'm using the command that I taught you guys, Control A to select, Control C to copy, and Control V like victory to paste it into my document. As you can see, the image is really large, so I'm going to use Free Transform so I can resize the image and make it fit in my document. Remember, every time you guys are using Free Transform, you want to hold down Shift and drag at the corners of your image. This will enable you to resize the image proportionately without getting the image to look distorted. I chose to flip the image horizontally because I wanted the nose and the lips to pop out of the left side of the E, but you guys can flip it if you want to, it's completely optional. It was a little bit hard to place the image because it was fully opaque, so I ended up lowering the opacity of the image and tilting it using the rotate function with retransform, so I could try to make it fit. I wanted the image to completely cover the E, but I did want the nose, the lips, and the chin to kind of pop out of the side of the E to make it look 3D. So this took some playing around with. As you can see, I'm still rotating it until I find what I consider to be the perfect fit. Now this part is going to be really important. I'm going to go and increase the opacity. I'm going to click on the E with my control key selected, and I'm going to click on the layer mask icon to effectively mask the image inside of the shape of the E. Then I hit Ctrl J to duplicate that layer, and I deleted the layer mask because this is where I'm going to be working on the 3D aspect. Because I had a solid black background, I just ended up using the magic wand tool to eliminate the majority of the background surrounding the woman's profile. But you guys can just go and mask this out as well. Now I'm going to go and create a brand new layer mask. I control click the E so I could get basically that selection with the E shape. Then I inversed my selection by going to select and inverse. Use my good old-fashioned brush tool and selected black as my color so I could go and eliminate everything surrounding the E itself. So as you can see, the only thing that I'm leaving behind is the woman's profile within just the left-hand side of the E. You guys are going to try to eliminate as much as you can from the surrounding parts of the letter form so you can still see that it's actually a letter underneath it. Now that I've finished the main parts of the image edit, I'm going to go and create a brand new text layer. I'm lowering my text size and selecting a different font before I go and drag out that text layer. You want to always go and do that because it's going to reset everything that you had done earlier with your type tool. And then I'm going to go and type in the lyrics to a song by a band named Stars, which I feel somehow complements this image edit I was making. I wanted to select a very simple serif font because I didn't want to detract attention from my main image edit, so I kept it very minimal and I played around with the size of my text because I still wanted it to be legible, but I didn't want the placement, the font, or the color to distract from the main image that I spent so much time editing. Then lastly, I added a simple drop shadow effect and played around with the distance and the size so you could slightly see the text jutting out from the background, but without it distracting again from the main parts of my design. So anytime you guys are going to add a caption space, go minimal. Now that I'm done, I can go ahead and export it as a final draft. This time I'm selecting PNG, and that's pretty much going to complete my project. Thanks for watching!